Hello there, and welcome to Three Spoonies. We're your hosts, Karen, Jo, and Claire. This is episode 39.5, and we're discussing exercise when disabled. Let's get into some questions.
I'm Jane, and I'm an osteopath of a very busy growing clinic. It's growing because I'm supported by the secret weapon for healthcare clinics, LiveLink Resource. They're brilliant. They do everything that a practice manager does, and more, but remotely. That's if I had the funds and space for a practice manager in my clinic, which I don't, as I use every bit of space for treatment. I didn't want to manage employees, and I certainly didn't want to pay the pension and the employer's NI and everything that involves. So I have a single invoice that's tax deductible every month, and that's it. Every day I go to the clinic and it's full. Any cancellations have been rebooked, all payments taken, and I'm ready to go. And the patients love the friendly LiveLink team, and I often get many compliments about how wonderful they are. I don't even have to think about emails, insurance, health codes and inquiries. That's all sorted seamlessly for me. LiveLink are the ambassadors for my clinic, my cheerleaders, my support when I need a bit of a boost. They always have my best interests at heart. And I have my life back to spend time with friends and family and do the things I love. The worry and stress have disappeared. I call them my secret weapon, and I'd like to keep them to myself. But they have so many talents, it would be rude not to share them with other osteopaths, physios, podiatrists and other practitioners. So I'll whisper their name. LiveLink Resource. Call them now.
Hello, I'm Karen from Pony Pony Pony.
I'm Jo from Bright Cat Business Solutions.
And I'm Claire from Sparkle's Gift Boutique.
And together we're Three Spoonies navigating our way through life and business with not enough spoons. We are going to be discussing exercise, and we are once again joined by the lovely Luna and Miranda. Hello, both.
Hi.
Hi.
So let's go in reverse alphabetical order this time, if I may. So, Miranda, would you like to tell us a little bit about you?
Sure. My name is Miranda McCarthy, and I am the founder of Adaptive Yoga Live. We provide accessible and inclusive chair yoga classes online. I have been disabled since I was 2, and I'm a disabled yogi.
Splendid. Well, thank you for your input today. And Luna, tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Luna. I am the creator of the new disability fitness concept, Stick 'em Up Fitness, and exercise with your mobility aids. I'm a life coach for autistic and ADHD people. Hi.
Hello. Lovely to have you back with us. I'm afraid every time I hear Stick 'em Up, I think of the fun-loving criminals, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Oh, perfect.
I was having it in my head. I was like, oh.
I wanted to call it Stick Fit, but someone else already had the name, so I changed it to Stick 'em Up Fitness.
I am absolutely all for that, I have to admit. I am going to whoosh over to Claire for some questions. Whoosh!
Claire's going to mentally catch the whoosh because her arms are hurting today. So yeah, I've got a few questions for you. Feel free to answer, whoever wants to answer first. You can both give answers as well. So the first question is from Beck, and she says, I have ME and I know not to over-exercise. What are some things I can do without getting injured?
So of course, I think I'm going to say some gentle chair yoga, some very gentle stretching. But also I think for energy limiting conditions, I think relaxation techniques are super helpful. And there's one I particularly love in yoga, which is called the humming bee breath. And essentially you just do any gentle stretches you can. And on the exhale, you hum like a humming bee. And it completely resets your nervous system, and it just feels great, and it's really gentle. So yeah, good for pacing.
Ooh, I like the sound of that one. I'll have to have a look.
I love humming. It makes you feel really nice, doesn't it? Similarly, it's kind of just working with your body and what you've got. So for me, because I have chronic fatigue and I use mobility aids, it's even simple stuff, just like get my core muscles online. So for example, to do yoga breathing correctly, you need to be in a good posture ideally, which can be a challenge for people. So something like, I was just thinking, if I'm sat here, I'm sat in a rocking chair, which is to help my core as well. If I just lean on my stick and just sit up like that, I'm actually now getting a core workout, almost as if I'm holding a plank, but a lot less hard. And doing stuff like this, even just for like a few seconds and rest, and a few times, because if your core isn't working, that's your solar plexus chakra in yoga, and it's like the power system for your body. So we need to get the core working before anything else is going to start going, and that's about the breath work, as Miranda was saying. But just getting yourself to be able to hold a posture that can help you do that breath work, I think, as well, and just working what you've got. So I use my stick for exercise. That I don't know if the person uses mobility aids or anything, but little stuff like this doesn't really look like exercise. That's an aluminium stick, it hardly weighs anything. If you use two hands, you just use that to just train your hands, for example. And if a lot of people have a fairly weak grip, if they've got sort of fatigue and conditions like that, and actually grip strength training can really make a huge difference to how well the arms and the shoulders are functioning.
I'm learning some great little things today. I'm loving this. I'm probably never going to implement it. Me and Joe will be sitting here in like a year's time being like, yeah, no, we still didn't do it. But the intention was there.
Movement sounds good, but
it does, doesn't it?
All my energy goes into work.
But no, I like the idea of kind of like being able to use my stick just as to help your core. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Never thought about that before. So our next question is from Neil, and he says, I used to play rugby, but I'm out of shape now. Should I join a team that takes beginners, or try to get fitter and use joining a team as a carrot?
Depends what he means by out of shape, as to whether he's likely to get injured playing full out rugby. I'm not aware of what disabilities he has. I would say use joining the team as a goal, and make sure that you train the skills that you'll know from before, because a lot of people will go back to something thinking that they're as tough as they were before when they used to do it, only to find actually their body doesn't quite do it the same anymore. And it's finding that out in the middle of a game probably isn't ideal. So I would train the skills, and I might even just find a friend that does rugby as well and just do some practice stuff, and to assess whether the team is right at this time. It really does depend on the client's situation.
Yeah, I don't know anything about rugby, so I'm going with Luna on that one.
It's quite violent, isn't it? That's what I know about rugby. Quite charging.
That's why I like it.
I mean, I wouldn't want to do rugby in the condition I'm in, but I could have maybe a few years ago been all right, you see, so it really does depend.
Yeah, I think coming from a place where you're a little bit fitter would make sense too, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, because your body's going to have to adjust to what your new capabilities are.
I only do touch rugby, because my brother used to do rugby at school because he used to complain about it. The way they could have mixed sex rugby was they did it as touch rugby, so no one tackles each other and you just tap someone, and then they have to give you the ball or something, so it's a bit safer.
Where's the fun in that?
I've never done it.
I was going to word that in such a different way.
So we sort of frisbeed rather than contact and stuff, but when we trained, we used space hoppers. So when it came to the competition and we could just run up and down and didn't need a space hopper, it was like, this is easy. But I wouldn't suggest if you're starting back on fitness training with space hopper necessarily. That was possibly hardcore mode on reflection.
I once came last in my school space hopper race when I was 5 because I couldn't make it hop because of my dyspraxia, I now realise.
Oh, live and learn, yeah.
I was the only kid that couldn't make it hop. I had to walk it over the line.
Oh, I could never make it hop either.
The things you learn as an adult that are because of other things that you couldn't do as kids is mad.
Yeah. I broke myself every time I went ice skating. Who knew?
I used to love ice skating. I think if I tried it as an adult now, I'd be too cautious about my stability and am I going to lose a finger or a hand?
I
Roller
thought that as a
skating's a bit
kid, but then I didn't like anything that moved. I hated the bike. I hated the skates. I wanted them all, but I hated them. They moved on, well, seemingly on their own, and I couldn't control it. I had the same issue with a car.
I used to do roller skating, dancing, but I took up ice skating as an adult, and it's the same skills as roller skating, but the ice skates are really twitchier. It's like driving a sports car compared to like driving a tank. I'd like to try roller skating again, but I'd have to go in a session where there were no children to crash into or anything.
Just picture it, you just go flying and take out a line of kids on the way.
I kind of like the idea of
Apparently-
going roller skates, but then you're sort of pushing myself along with my crutches.
I'd love to try that because it'd be like skiing, wouldn't it? You have to
Yeah,
balance when you go
That could be
skiing.
quite a new. That could be a new sport thing that somebody just creates. There you go, Luna.
I mean,
Test
I
it
think
out.
I was born for it, but I just think actually sticks, because my sticks help my balance. Actually, you ski with sticks. Why not roller skate with sticks?
Yeah.
They use props in dancing on ice as well, don't they? Tigger's climbing my leg.
Like a Nordic
Oh.
walking as well to engage your arms and your legs and stuff.
I
Yeah,
saw
so we're making something more accessible for people. Roller skating with sticks.
I saw someone using a rollator and roller skating. I was like, "Ooh, that's interesting."
Oh my god, that's such a good idea.
Yeah,
love that.
like, hold on to the rollator and
It's
use.
just finding somewhere you can do it, I think, is the thing.
It was just some girl who decided to take it on the skating rink. She was like, "Let's go! I'm using my rollator as as a support,"
Oh,
and it
fair
looked
play.
great.
Actually, at the ice rink for the little kids, they had these penguin things that you push around, and they basically are rollators on skates.
Yeah.
Oh,
Clearly, that's what I always needed, some sort of support mechanism, and then I'd have been fine.
my brain is ticking over now. Right, Stick 'em Up Fitness Skating Edition.
We're going to finish this, and Luna's just going to be like, "Where's my pen and pad? I need to make notes everywhere." Oh, okay. So back onto questions. See, we get sidebarred all the time here. It's terrible, but fun. So our next question is from Kat, and ironically, we've seen a few cats if you can see us. Her question is: I spend too long on my laptop. Are there any stretches or something I can do? Should I get one of those little treadmills and a standing desk?
Sorry, my cat's just interrupting. Basically, if you're sat, first of all, please don't use the laptop all day. You want a proper screen setup. So my corporate head has come on. Your workstation setup, if you're over a laptop, you will be in bad posture. Ideally, you need a separate screen and a separate keyboard. You need to check the top of the screens at eye level, etc., etc. You can Google it. But in my past, I was a chartered accountant, and basically all the auditors, the people that go out to see clients with their laptops, are all the ones with the bad backs because they're working on a laptop. So that's step one. And then step two is whatever you've been doing all day, attempt to reverse it. So if you're hunched forwards like this, you want to be stretching backwards over the back of your chair, maybe. Just really, because if you basically want to reverse what you've been doing, otherwise you'll get stuck like that, effectively. But I'm sure that Miranda is going to come with some lovely yoga techniques as well.
Yes, I feel like, if you're at your desk for more than an hour, you should just, on the hour, every hour, you got to move. You got to do something. And my favorite is a little move called cat cow. And the cat is like a scaredy cat where your spine kind of curves into a C shape. And then if you imagine a cow with the kind of depressed back, and then your chest lifts to the sky. And you just do that a little bit of spinal flexion, cat cow, always feels amazing. And then if it's feasible, a little seated twists. And I think anything kind of chest opening is really good. But I've got this little, it's like a mini exercise bike, and some people use it as a hand cycle, and I actually put it under my desk and I just kind of whiz on that for a minute, just to get the circulation going. So yeah, it depends on what works for you.
Oh, I've got one of those as well. Mine's a special under desk bike because my legs go to sleep if I don't keep them moving.
Me too.
The second part of the question was about the treadmill, wasn't it? I mean, yeah, but still you need the screen and the keyboard thing. Basically, you're standing up and walking while you're working, great, but you still need to be in good posture doing that.
Yeah,
I really like this little under desk bike thing because when I'm at my desk or I'm sitting on the sofa, my legs always go dead.
Me too.
And then it's like, oh, I need to stand up for something. It's like the door will go, and I'm just like, I'll call to my
Ooh.
husband. I'll be like, I can't move. I can't feel my feet.
I kind of like
You
I
also
need you.
because I'm losing the muscle definition in my legs, as I've shown you to.
It's
I kind of like that idea.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
a
gonna write
really
that one
Get a
down.
super cheap one though, because I
Yeah.
had a cheap one and it sort of overheated one day, smelt a bit dodgy, and then the pedals fell off.
Oh, God.
in terms
So
of
you need
legs
to-
going to sleep, it's also what you're sitting on as well. If you're sat on an overly soft surface, the muscles underneath you are not going to work. There's a thing called a wobble cushion. I haven't got one here, but basically, if you sit on it, it's like sitting on one of those gym balls, but it's like a flatter one that goes on your chair. And what it does is it keeps your bum and your pelvic floor muscles active, which is what's going to sleep and turning off the legs. Basically, it happens to everyone. I'm sat on a hard chair to stop that happening because my body automatically just sinks.
I've got a hard chair in the office, and our sofa's quite firm.
Hmm.
But I do like the idea of a wobble cushion.
They're good
Just
fun.
for that.
You're the
You
one
can
making
use
a
them for
notes.
other things.
Yeah, I honestly like it's only a little notepad, but that is my notes from like of this session. I'm just like, okay.
Well, I will say on the laptop front, I have a little table that sits my laptop on at a better height, because sometimes I can't sit at my desk, either this one or the one downstairs. So it works if I'm working from bed or if I'm in on like my actual reclining chair. But it's at a better height than just having a laptop, and it's not on your knee, it's not overheating. I mean, the rest of the time it's on an arm and I've got a big screen.
I've
Because,
got one of
yeah,
those for this here. It just keeps it at a better height, especially when I'm typing, because otherwise I find my wrists really hurt. And then
yeah,
it's like
and
all my
You need
forearm.
when you're typing, because all this office work stuff, you have to check your wrist alignment. If your wrists are bending when you're typing, you need a wrist rest for your wrists, so you're not doing that, because that will mess your wrists up even if they're good.
I mean,
So
I've used an
straight line from
ergonomic,
the shoulder and then reach like that.
I've used an ergonomic keyboard since I was in my teens, because like I've always done too much computer work and it hurts to use a normal keyboard. But yeah, I've always had an ergonomic one and a mouse, not the strange ones that are up. I can't work those. But yeah, anything that sort of just adapts everything a little bit for you.
That's it. Yeah. And I feel like if you've got your hips a bit higher than your knees, if you're working, that always helps so your legs don't go dead.
Also, putting your feet, depending on whether you're in a wheelchair or anything, putting your feet up on something, because a lot of people, their legs are too short for a standard chair, and if your legs are kind of almost dangling, then that's putting strain on your hip flexors and your lower back. So I always put like yoga blocks under my feet.
My legs are too short for my chair to be in a good position to where I'm sat. However, I personally bought a desk with a shelf that I can use as a footrest. And I have a puffy downstairs as well.
Perfect. Yeah. I think the fun thing is with the hand cycle or, mini exercise bike thing, there's great YouTube videos, which is indoor cycling. And they basically just film incredible trails through the woods or, wherever. And you pop that on YouTube and you get your little cycle on and it's great.
And what's even better is if you do that, and if you go a bit faster, put it up to 1.25 speed. So it's like you're going faster through the landscape.
It'd be like doing a spin class, but sat at your desk. Oh, that's brilliant.
That's it.
But yeah, that is all of our questions. Joe and Karen, do you have any questions?
No, just random comments.
Okay, I have a question, and it's only because I just thought about it as I was talking about the typing. So I suffer with really poor circulation, and so my hands and my feet are always cold, and my nails are pretty much always blue and purple. Is there anything I can do that will help with that circulation whilst I'm just either sitting around working or watching TV or doing things around the house?
Yeah, so I bought a range of accessories for the questions. This is a tennis ball, so it's a bit hard, but those squeezy stress balls you can get, or just any little squeezy ball. Basically, when you squeeze your hand like that, it's pumping the muscles in my arm, it's pumping the blood around. So in yoga, that's a heart chakra exercise. So any squeezing like that, so like everything here is working, and my hand is going to start to get hot. Now that's a bit hard, but I've got some little Tai Chi massage balls upstairs, and that just keeps the circulation in the upper body. weirdly, I personally find if I work my hands, my feet get better as well. It's like they're connected somehow in the brain. So if I've done hand strengthening exercises, I'll notice that my feet feel stronger. I'm not clever enough to know the mechanism behind that, but I've noticed that it is a thing. They're obviously, the hands are the feet of the arms, aren't they? So like, and also you can massage your feet with a tennis ball as well, which would improve circulation. You can do it sat down or stood up. If it's very painful, it means that you have tight feet because it's only a tennis ball and it wouldn't harm you. So the pain would be tightness or obviously joint problems if you have that. But a lot of people have extremely tight feet muscles and it'll affect legs, hips, back. One personal trainer said to me that the best way to get a client to come back after the first session is you get them to do feet stuff and massage and loosen up their feet in the first session. They'll come back raving about you the next week.
Good to know. I think in terms of yoga, I mean, you'd probably just maybe even just kind of raise your arms to shoulder height and kind of hold them there, but you want to give it resistance. So you want to like imagine you're pushing your arms down on two giant beach balls and you kind of just, give it resistance, let the back hold the arms and then come down with resistance. If you can do a couple of those, that should bring some circulation into the upper extremities.
Would a resistance band be good for that? To add resistance?
I don't know. I mean, like literally, it's just you float your arms up to kind of shoulder height.
The reason I ask is because my autism means that I don't sense my body properly a lot of the time, and I find that if I use some form of resistance, albeit my stick, a yoga belt or a resistance band, I will feel that more doing it with the stick, even though it weighs nothing, because I can't switch on my muscles without some kind of external prop. So that was why I asked.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. A strap or a belt or a tie, anything long that you can extend, that would also work. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that just makes so much difference to me. It just enables me to switch the muscles on when otherwise I'm like, my brain and my muscles don't connect, but that connects them. So that was why it was for autistic people that I was asking.
Yeah, I think actually shoulder work, any kind of shoulder work should help with extremities, but give it a go. Yeah.
I will be giving it a try because it's the one thing that my husband complains about a lot is how cold my hands are.
My feet.
At my feet, yes. He's just gone past going, yep. It's honestly, we'll be sitting there and I'll just go to like touch him and he'll just be like, no. It's like he can feel the coldness coming with me.
See, my problem is often I don't know if I'm hot or cold, but I've always had a thing where my hands have always been really hot. If I cold, the rest of me's freezing, and I
no, my hands can be like ice cubes. It's like put my hands in a freezer.
I can transfer heat to people really easily through my hands. So I used to do it with my best friend, and now I do it to my husband. Is just touch their leg, and they'll sit there and go, I feel like I've peed myself because the heat is transferred. It's great fun. And of course, yeah, I've got cold feet.
Yeah.
But now we've got like a double duvet each. I think Ben puts a wall up, so I can't get in with my feet.
I'll cuddle up to him in bed and be like, why are you? He's like, just why? I'm like, I need to steal your warmth because he's like my hot water bottle. And he's just like, but it takes a good 20 minutes of cuddling him at least for him to be like, okay, you're not as cold as you were. Like, thanks.
I've got another one actually. So for circulation for the legs, which would obviously affect the feet as well. This is a Pilates ball, but basically the point is it's deflated slightly, which is why I need to be inflated. Effectively, if you put it between your legs, squeeze it again, you're pumping the blood around through the legs, and because you're pumping big thigh muscles, it will pump the blood to the feet, and you'll find that the whole of and you can put it between the calves as well and do it down there. Calves are I read somewhere that the calves are called the second heart because they're so important to the circulatory system. So if your calves aren't doing anything, that's going to give you cold feet. And if you don't move around a lot, you could have calf muscles that aren't doing much.
Yeah.
See, I've got a list of things that I want to go to Amazon and buy now.
Other
because
retailers
anything
are
that
available.
helps. Yeah, other places to buy things are available. I just don't leave my house that much that it makes it easy.
They
and I like the next day delivery.
Amazon drivers.
Well, good old toe taps, raising the toes towards the body and then raising the heels, a couple of those. That's really good for the calves and getting that circulation too. if you don't have fused ankles.
Yeah.
I do that. I think that's one of my stimming things. I do that, then I realise it hurts.
Oh dear, don't do it too often.
No.
Yeah.
That's usually after I've been doing it a while and I realise I'm doing it.
Yes, exactly.
But I think that's all the questions for today.
That is all of our questions. The cat was coming up for my attention, then I got distracted. Sorry.
Easily done.
It really is. She's an adorable little thing, bless her. But yeah, that is all of our questions. I will whoosh back to Karen.
So thank you very much, Miranda and Luna. Is there anything you'd like to plug, let us know about? Anything coming up soon that would enhance our lives and make them more wonderful?
Stick 'em Up Fitness, the new disability fitness concept that isn't quite finalised due to my ADHD, but will be, and the links will be dropping in. But basically, any exercise that you can think of, but with a stick as well.
And we have 2 adaptive yoga classes online per week, Mondays at 12:30 and Fridays at 3 p.m. on adaptiveyogalive.com.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, both of you. And thank you to you, our viewers, listeners, and or others. Thanks for joining us for 3 Spoonies on exercise. We'd love to know your thoughts in the comments and any questions you have. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe for our weekly podcast and leave us a lovely review. You can also buy us a coffee if you like what we do. All the links will be in the show notes, and we'll see you next week for our next topic, marketing with PR. Have a great day and keep track of your spoons.